F comedy, make you laugh. The good loving's what you got. For you out, he been taking you left like Jimmy told you. No more stress since I found you. But if I catch you with another man, then I'll big boxes with ribbons, and even a joint bank account if you like Robin Gibbons. Sex for days, sexy negligees, not from Houdini, but I show you ecstasy. Giving you gifts a bad habit. Have you wearing tennis bracelets with more carats than the rabbit? You know how my act is, wearing out your mattress, multiple climaxes, and you got the love to make Pudgy wanna sing like Jay Quest. Oh yes, I do anything. Girl, I'll do just about anything to try to turn you out. Pumping up Jay Quest, oh yeah, just about anything to try to turn you out. Pumping up Jay Quest,
Yo, what's poppino? What's goody, party people? What's good? We know we had some technical difficulties. That happens sometimes, man. It happens sometimes in the game where there will be some technical difficulties. What's goody, man? It happens sometimes in the game. You know what I'm saying? We have a good show lined up right now, man. It should be a good show, a good positive show. I was watching Queenzflip, and I guess he brought the Latin Kings up. And he had two kings on there, older kings. You know what I'm saying? Yo, G'd up, Queen was popping. And it was good to hear their perspective about how Latin Kings started, basically what years it started and where it started at. Actually, in New York City, it started in. What he said, Attica? You know what I'm saying? It was like 8 of them. It started in prison, and their movement was based off of being oppressed. I guess they was being oppressed. What he was saying was they was being oppressed by the renegade guards. You know what I'm saying? Experience being in jail. He wasn't lying. The phones was a big issue. And in some houses, if you wasn't part of somebody's projects or boroughs, you had to get busy for that jack. And a lot of times it was some of the renegade guards. You know what I'm saying? A nigga named Shatik or Shamik, or, you know, it was just, that was the flavor, you know what I'm saying? And then in some houses it was, you know, the Jamaicans, they stick together. So you already know how that go, you know what I'm saying? But even some Jamaicans was God body, you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? The teacher was popping. You know what I'm saying? That's some deep shit, man. Definitely a mid-tiger, yeah. That's some deep shit. Now, what I liked was that they kept it real. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to say they kept it funky. Like he said, they didn't have the green light at first to start that. That was just something, a lot of history and knowledge that King Blood had, and he came to New York and in jail, and he started that. And then they came to New York, and in the streets is where they actually had a sit down, and they actually got a sanction. That was keeping it all the way funky. Like, it wasn't like he said King Blood was sanctioned, he do it in New York. He just did that shit. You know what I'm saying? He just did it. And it was interesting because to be locked up during those years, it wasn't really, it was a borough thing. It was guys against Muslims. It was a different time. And just like he said, just like in school, they didn't have bilingual classes, definitely in the 70s and 80s. So a lot of times, a lot of Puerto Ricans that was coming to New York, or Dominicans, or just anybody Latin, they was getting picked on, just starting in school. So a lot of them began to stick together, border education, kindergarten, junior high school, because that was the climate. You know what I'm saying? They was the oddballs, you know what I'm saying? You have a guy coming from Puerto Rico, he doesn't know English, so now it's like he's getting picked on, you know what I'm saying? So a lot of times they began to stick together as they forming little groups, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, that's why I heard about the ball busters and stories like that, you know what I'm saying? I'm just going off of what I remember and things that they were saying. You know what I'm saying? Like I got like just like I said, I don't remember Latin King starting in the streets. You know what I'm saying? So in 1992 in East Harlem, I was getting money with Puerto Ricans. Like that it wasn't and I wasn't in a good position. I wasn't just somebody in the lobby that was taking packs. So I don't remember us having conversations of, yo, we don't like the blacks across the street. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't the temperature. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't that. Like I told you, that all that was jail. But if you know jail culture, and you know around that time, like 9-2 was still that going on, like the Muslim versus guards. Now things is making sense. The Rastafarians had their own. The Rastafarians was on some anybody can get it that wasn't Jamaican. So they'll fuck with you, but at any given moment, they'll fall like Voltron on your ass. You know what I'm saying? I remember the smokes. I was locked up with a couple of smokes in 9-5. I remember the group, the smokes, when he said the smokes. I remember that. I remember that whole wave. I remember the smokes. You know what I'm saying? And I mentioned this a couple of times on my show. You know what I'm saying? Where a lot of things that Soul B was saying was fact. It's just that he put the whole blood thing behind it, but it was just different. You know what I'm saying? C95 was that. Like, prime example, when I went to jail in 9-2, C95 was known as the drug house. That was the meth clinic. C95 and C95 was still known as the drug house. Actually, they found like a brick of dope in that bitch and the bananas. Worth of dope and the bananas in there. Like, that was really the spot. You know what I'm saying? Did I hear C.O. Sanchez before? Yes, I heard of C.O. Sanchez before. You know what I'm saying? But you gotta keep this in mind, that the Puerto Ricans come from a lot of culture, not just the Puerto Ricans, like he said, the Caribbeans. Now, I never knew that though, but I used to remember. Now it makes sense when I seen the Panamanian Latin King. Now it made sense, because now I'm looking going, oh shit, it made sense. Their 5 crowns was the Caribbean islands. You know what I'm saying? You could be Latin King, you just couldn't be all the way African American. You know what I'm saying? Like, you had to be like Jamaican, from Barbados. You could be anything within the Caribbean or certain islands, but you just couldn't just be, no, I'm just African American. And that's, you know what I'm saying? And I think people took that probably as the, because you know some people explain the story, and they probably took it as a racist quote, like, oh, they don't. It's a group that blacks can't be a part of. You know what I'm saying? I can say when I grew up, there was a group called the Young Lords. Like, those was Puerto Rican Revolution. They was from East Harlem. One of their blocks was on 111th Street between Lex and 3rd. I remember a lot of things I used to see with the black flag, black Puerto Rican flag with the T-shirt. I remember that, but I wasn't really too educated on it. And now I have a clear, because you know, remember the Young Lords, they get along with you. The Young Lords, they come from Chicago as well. You know what I'm saying? So they was more into the activism, you know, blowing up school, you know what I'm saying? They was more into activism, getting their point of quote. I'm not gonna lie to you, did the Young Lords get a lot of ones? Yes, because we see more because a lot of more Latinos started getting jobs. The workforce started opening up, and they started waking up other Latino politicians like Olga Mendez. She did a lot for the Latino communities when they came to jobs. You know, a lot of Latino politicians start to wake up and go, you know what, we gotta look out for our peoples. And you know, there's curriculums changed in school where now they begin to have bilingual classes where now the teachers teaching you English. If you didn't know English, you're actually being taught English, these bilingual classes. So a lot of this came from the fruits of groups like the Latin Kings that was revolting in Chicago and the Midwest, and you know the Young Lords. We're taking this out of the gang shoot 'em up, bang bang context. That when we hear these groups, that's what we hear now. Drive-by shootings, Chicago, 60,000 people, 56 people killed, shot in a week, and 500 murdered. a lot of this dealt with the causes, man. A lot of this dealt with getting out of oppression. You know what I'm saying? A lot of movements started in Chicago. I believe the FOI did or NOI did. I believe definitely Latin Kings, the Young Lords, the Black Peace Stones. You know what I'm saying? So this is here groups like that started in Chicago and then they spread it out. You know what I'm saying? Some deep shit, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to history. Shout out to Letitia. You know what I'm saying? Yo, Gus BS was popping. Exactly. Yeah, you had to be from that. See, over here, what they did was smart was, what he said was the islands. So I remember seeing dark-skinned Latin Kings that wasn't Puerto Rican. They just had to be from the islands. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? Exactly. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. See what he just said? In Chicago was a different flavor. What he did over here was he made it where the Caribbean, all that with the Caribbean islands. In Chicago, that's what he said. He said, yo, Chicago is different, but over here, this is how we did the five on our crown. You know what I'm saying? So that's some deep shit, man. That was some deep shit. Yeah, it definitely is a lot of Latin Kings. But it had a different system. But it's weird because hearing this, it's like, let's take the gangbang part. Because like he said, that didn't come into play going to war with the Bloods into a pack of cigarettes. I remember that story. That story is actually, I remember that story. I mean, it might have been other scrimmages, but that story right there. Cigarettes, phones, cigarettes, phones in the bag played a part to that whole Latin King Black Blood War. You know what I'm saying? A lot of that shit played a part to it. And like I just said, it spread it out. Once you had the first one, people started moving around, and then the recruiting. Then, like you said, the renegade guards or the renegade Muslims or just renegade niggas was joining the Bloods. They fuck it, we on go. You know what I'm saying? Now, I'm not gonna say renegade, just that they was renegade to whatever cause they was probably originally a part of. That probably was a more positive cause. You know what I'm saying? And it's weird because if you know what I'm saying? He didn't lie about what it wasn't really, bro. It really wasn't like we had borough wars going on. He didn't lie about that. It wasn't like Puerto Ricans woke up in the morning and was like, "Yo, we don't like these blacks." It depended where you was at. Cause I remember in the '90s, my nigga, you had Brooklyn versus Brooklyn. You had Puerto Rican Brooklyn niggas that was riding with Brooklyn niggas. So it wasn't really like it wasn't. The temperature wasn't there. That race war shit must have been up in the mountains. Because you had dudes getting punched in the face because they was from Brooklyn, going into a Bronx house. So you had Bronx niggas getting cut by, you know what I'm saying? It was more borough shit. So we talk about 9192. That's not a race war, bro. Because I'm black and I go into I'm from Harlem and I go into a Brooklyn house, I might get popped on just because I'm from Harlem. You know what I'm saying? That's if I somebody black. So it wasn't a race war. He was just saying that. You know what I'm saying? They first real war was with the Muslims, which makes sense because the Muslims was going to war with the guards. You know what I'm saying? So it would make sense that an issue with the Kings probably would have been with, at that point in time, the strongest gang in New York State. They're not a gang, but the strongest movement was the Muslims. You know what I'm saying? So he ain't freestyle about that. That right there was just like, it turned into a race war after like 91, 92, 93, 94. Then that's when it was on and popping. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. That's exactly what he said. He said they was going through it, because over the phones, over shit like that. Like, yeah, and it made sense. You look at the streets, right? If you ever bought cocaine in Washington Heights, and you bought it from a Dominicans or wherever you bought it from, most of these guys was just coming off the boat, coming straight here. So most of these guys didn't know English, so they getting caught by TNT. These are the guys going to Rikers Island. They don't know the language. They don't know the temperature. They walking right into getting punched in the face, getting their sneakers taken. They don't know. You know what I'm saying? So now you get 5 of them together. Fuck it, we gonna stick together. We gonna let them just bully us. You know what I'm saying? And that was happening. That was the temperature that was happening. I mean, I remember 9/2, and it made sense to me when I popped on the Spanish kid. The West Indians popped with me that I didn't even talk to. The Jamaicans in the dorm, they popped with me. But it's weird because the dudes that ran the phones was the Jamaican niggas. So maybe they were just on, you know what I'm saying? So it was like, it's making sense now. I ain't gonna front, the Jamaican niggas was holding shit down. The Jamaicans was getting a lot of money in New York. Them Jamaicans, don't get it twisted. Them niggas, they was getting a lot of paper in these 5 boroughs. You know what I'm saying? So we can't X all that out. You know what I'm saying? We can't X out. They already came through with they West Indian pride. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, you don't know nose play. You know what I'm saying? That's that. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And it's this deep history, man. And sometimes we gotta hear both sides because we got to hear more, not more. It seemed like they didn't really want to touch about the blood shit. But one thing I'm gonna say is when he says something about when he says it's at the tables and blood, whatever. And some guys gonna dispute this shit. Like, nah, they lying, boom. But then something makes sense. Why would we ride the 5 for? Boom. And 2, why would T. Rogers come to New York to denounce that I didn't give OG Mac the green light to start blood in New York, right? Because T. Rogers was getting a lot of slack because there was some paperwork I seen where they had, it might have been fake, might have been some shenanigans, but that paperwork had a history of talking about T. Rogers. I don't know if it was a history or was it something, but I read it. And it said T. Rogers, the guard, boom, and he gave Mac, boom. And it basically said T. Rogers in the paperwork. So I remember that. So it does make sense. So this sort of makes sense now to why the 5 was originally written. They may have a whole other story to this, but it makes sense to me. Because the Latin Kings, when he wrote the 5, and the Latin Kings, what he's saying is, the Bloods arrived the 5 to us because what T. Rogers did when he went to L.A., and he started the Biddy Stones and the Black Peace Stone, whatever the movement he did with the Stones, because he built his Stones nation, his you know what I'm saying? He built his Stone nation under that 5. You know what I'm saying? So like I said, it still makes sense. So shout out to Queenzflip for joining the chat, man. I'm gonna tell you this because I was there, like I explained to y'all. This is not no freestyle shit. If the Puerto Ricans is free to me in the streets of New York in 89, 90, 91, 92, 93, there's no way that there was a race war going on in the streets. You know what I'm saying? So it makes sense. That was more jail shit. And when you went to jail, I'm not gonna lie to you, when you went to Sparford, we didn't go, yo, the Puerto Rican niggas are standing together, they oppressing us. We was not talking like that. What we was doing was, yo, them Brooklyn niggas gonna take your sneakers. Be ready to get a razor. Them Bronx niggas is on your ass. We never looked at the Spanish niggas as the enemy. That came years later. When once a war sparked, it's on and popping. It grows into a worse war. But again, these guys was not freestyling. You're gonna have some guys that's gonna dispute this. Yo, he bugging, he did that. Nah, it's a fact. You telling me in 1989 when you got locked up, you said, yo, if I go to Sparford, them Puerto Rican niggas are gonna take my sneakers. That wasn't the talk. What we said was Brooklyn niggas is on your ass. You know what I'm saying? You hear me? When you hear anybody speak about 89, 90, 91, 92, they said blacks. They said, yo, if I pull up the Bronx niggas, them niggas gonna rob you. Them Queens niggas is on you. Don't think Queens niggas was soft. Queens niggas was getting it in. Staten Island niggas was getting it in. Them guards was getting it in. The renegade guards. So you understand what I'm saying? We're gonna talk about real history. Let's talk about real history. You see what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? I grew up, like I told you, I grew up with the Puerto Ricans, man. You know what I'm saying? So exactly. T-Rod, and exactly, and that's why T-Rod just came to New York with them Latin King niggas at John Jay College. That's exactly what he said. I didn't get this nigga no green light to start this blood shit because your niggas had me in your paperwork. But according to the paperwork, it said, according to these sources, because he said he was milling, whatever the case may be, why you put T-Rod just not in any paperwork? You see what I'm saying? So it has to still make sense. If the feds is fucking with T. Rogers talking about, yo, this paperwork saying that you're the godfather of this blood shit in New York, there has to be something in there that's saying that T. Rogers gave some type of green light, bro. Because you can write anything in history, but it has to make sense. I remember seeing the paper saying T. Rogers' name on it, and that might have been in history. That might have got dubbed. Because the only history that y'all niggas go by is non-trade history. You don't go by that other piece of paper that says boom, boom, boom. And it had codes and all type of shit with that shit. I remember that, man. Shout out to my man Mad Brazy that was setting that paperwork out, man. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's like I told you, things got to make sense, B. Things got to make sense. That's a fact. We talking about facts. There's never see what happens now is people gonna get mad, they're gonna get defensive, they're gonna go, nah, niggas just freestyling, they bugging. Shout out to Info Minds in the building. But I'm telling you facts, dogs. I'm 45 years old, my nigga. I always got money with Puerto Ricans. I am fully from Spanish Harlem. You know what I'm saying? Fully from Spanish Harlem. The only black and Puerto Rican wars we ever seen was over money. And it was never over, because I told you, if you went to Spofford, you had to worry about African Americans. You wasn't ever thinking about, if I'm going to the island in 1990, I had to worry about a bunch of Puerto Ricans. You know what I'm saying? When you went to the phones, B, you had to fight your own people to get phone time. Your own people, your color. So we have to deal with that. We have to understand that, okay, whatever happened in the 3 building that caused a movement, maybe they was feeling oppressed, but there was still borough shit going on. You still had guards versus Muslims. That was the real war. That was a war that started in the streets of Brooklyn. You know what I'm saying? Where actually some of the Muslims were telling the guards they couldn't sell drugs on blocks and all type of shit. Like, that was a real war. Like, them niggas was really coming home smoking each other. That just wasn't no jail shit. That wasn't just some, I had beef with you in Attica. Them niggas was really smoking each other boots when the niggas was coming home. A lot of that shit that Killer Kev was talking about, that was real talk in Brownsville. You had mad guard body niggas and you had mad Muslim niggas. That shit was real. Niggas, what you think? They was just going gun for gun. They going back to their community. These same Muslim niggas was living in Brownsville houses. They was living in Tilden houses. They was living in, we didn't have that around my way. My community wasn't dominated by God bodies and Muslims. It was Puerto Ricans. I lived in a Catholic community. We had them. We all got along. You know what I'm saying? A lot of our OGs was God body. But that didn't dominate our community. You know what I'm saying? It was mostly Puerto Ricans. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Spanish Harlem, East Harlem's in the building, man. You know what I'm saying? And I know we hate, because sometimes, we hate hearing the truth, bro. We hate hearing that shit. We hate hearing that. But let's talk about it. 1990, if you was going to, listen, 1990, can somebody please say this? In 1990, if you went to Rikers Island, who was the first person on your mind, the first set of people that you had to worry about? It wasn't no Puerto Ricans. It wasn't no Dominicans. It wasn't that. And I'm not trying to shit on the movement, B. I'm just telling you factuals, man. So when these guys speak, we can't go, take it from an air, man, fuck that, because them Germans and this and that. We called them niggas Germans. Some niggas never called us niggas. You know what I'm saying? We gave them a name, Germans. Half the niggas even know why they call them Germans. You know what I'm saying? We ain't calling niggas Germans in the street. I ain't call my friends Germans. I go with mad Puerto Rican. I go, yo, they go to Germans across the street. Wasn't doing that. All that was jail terminology. That shit like that. You know what I'm saying? Now, it's not because I grew up in Spanish Harlem. That's why I say you gotta know your history, understand your history. Y'all niggas be joining shit and don't even know. You'll know what somebody tell you what to learn. Learn all history. When you learn all history, then you begin to see things. Definitely, as OGs, that's why we can't teach the youth, because we're not being honest with the youth. Half you niggas never been to jail. Y'all niggas started going into jail in the 2000s. So y'all niggas don't know what was going on in 92. Half you niggas, they started going to jail in 2005. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm talking about is oblivious to you. Come on, man. Not gonna sit and tell me T. Rogers' name was on some paperwork. That's why he came to New York, and he came to that meeting. OG Mac was in the street, and OG Mac didn't go, and that's when he was like, whatever the case may be, and a little beef and shit. Niggas tried to say that Mac didn't pull up to this shit, whatever the case may be. Mac was like, fuck that, I'm not going, so what? That right there played a part to a lot of niggas throwing shade on OG Mac. Because OG Mac, even though with that paperwork running around to him, he was telling, he was still king blood in New York. He was still pulling up on niggas. He was still in the club. I remember one night, he was fucking with Dean Y from Rough Riders. You know what I'm saying? They wasn't calling him a snitch. He was running around with DJ K Slay OG Mac. So we're going to stop this, like, niggas got the paperwork and just dubbed him. Some niggas in the state probably wasn't jacking him, but in these streets, Mac was pulling up. He had no headaches with that. OG Mac is not in jail for trying to kill niggas that was calling him a rat. Come on, man. Shout out to the ex, man. Come on, man. Remember, I was around. I was in the street. I'm not a jail blood, right? I was in the street, though. You know what I'm saying? I know somebody that was around him. I seen the movement. I got to physically see the movement. I understand what he was doing. You know what I'm saying? That's how K-Slade really got his buzz with the streets, because he was running with OG Mac. And every time that he would guest appear for Master Flex, he would always shout out the third. Unknown is OG Mac. When he goes, yo, shout out to Unknown and Diddy and Killer and all them niggas, he's talking about 183rd. Shout out to the Bronx, the Ghost Town G's, man. Come on, man. Before he caught the Fed charge, he was still the big bro. When he pulled up on niggas was saluting him as the big homie. It wasn't going, yo, Mac, I heard you 999 or somebody. You know what I'm saying? I heard you out the whip. Come on, man. So, again, it has to make sense. That's a fact, bro. Exactly. Yeah, exactly, bro. Yo, play. You hit it on the nose. If you wasn't, because it has to make sense. You can't be 45 years old. I mean, you could go to jail in the early 90s, but talk fast. You got dudes that been in DFY all their life. My man Wawa got caught with the Wild Cowboys. Wawa, he smoked the nigga. Now he grew up on 138th and Cypress. In his neighborhood, it was mad Wild Cowboys, some Dominican niggas. They was smoking everything moving. You know what I'm saying? They was going to war with the blacks over some bread. You know what I'm saying? They was killing a lot. You know what I'm saying? It was different on that side. You know what I'm saying? My man Wawa did 5 years in DFY. Came home. Went back to his community. He got out, he was home, he was free for 2 summers after doing 5 years. Started hanging out with he's in the book, the Wild Cowboys book, Rashid Rice. He gets out, him and this kid I was locked up with, they go smoke somebody. Allegedly they smoked 2 brothers. One brother lived, one brother died. They was killing crackers. I guess the guys came and gave them niggas, gave the workers some free. Somebody was paying them for any of the customers that came through short or did some funny stuff. Their job was to rob them and kill them. This is a stupid. I don't know who would take a job like that, but these guys took the job. And Rashid wound up getting caught up in that. He caught 45 to life. You know what I'm saying? He was messing with the Dominicans. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? Free Wawa. He been in jail. He been in jail since what, 92, 93. You know what I'm saying? So when it boils down, you gotta understand this history. So a lot of times people don't, because by the time it hits 97, the history done been remixed 8 times. By the time it hits 2005, it's someplace else. So the only dudes is only going by what they're being told. This is what dudes is going by, what they're being told. But when you understand New York gang shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? You got to understand New York gang shit. You have to understand New York gang shit. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the quiet room. You have to understand New York gang shit. If you wasn't outside, bro, Like, I remember the Young Lords being on 111th Street. I remember that. By 110th Street and Lex. You know, that's the borderline, what they call San Juan. If you, let's be honest with you, if you was a C95, dead ass niggas would think you were chasing the bag. That's what all the dope is at. I remember in 9596 when them niggas, when they bagged, they caught like a key of dope in the bananas. You know what I'm saying? That's the block. So you understand? C95 when I went in 92 was the same thing, bro. It was the same thing. This is what gets me mad. If you're gonna say the history, they're saying what the climate was. The shower posse was losing their mind in New York. The Springlers was losing their mind in New York. They was losing their mind. The Springlers was uptown. See, nobody want to speak about the history. The Springlers was uptown. They was uptown. They was by where Gangsta Lou was from, Sugar Hill. There was a bunch of them niggas over there. Shower posse was all over the fucking place. Queens, Brooklyn, Bronx. Then you had the smaller Jamaican posses. One thing they did for sure on Rasta, because they was Rastas. Most of them was Rastafarians. One thing for sure they did, they stuck together. You know what I'm saying? I remember Big Shin, right by my brother used to fuck with him. Rest in peace. He had all the bud on 125th in Madison. Seafood Haven was across the street. My brother used to fuck with them niggas. Big Shin. The Rastas. It was the Rastafarians. They was on their one love shit for real, B. You know what I'm saying? So this is all, think about it. When TNT started kicking in doors, these are the niggas that's going to jail. They're the ones that going to jail. When TNT doing these sweeps, they locking up these Rastafarians. They locking the Dominicans up. Listen, back in the days when you went through Broadway and 145th, just imagine, it should be 30 niggas on the corner run up on you and grab you. Yo, Bobby, 30, 32, $10, $15 a gram. So when TNT comes sweeping, they sweeping everybody up. So all that whole climate's going to jail. Remember, us African Americans, we didn't have 20 blocks. Them niggas did. You know what I'm saying? I'm not shitting you, so that became the climate in jail. But when that gang revolution popped off, it's just like anything else, that negative energy, and everybody started popping. You know what I'm saying? So now we talking about 9/6, 9/7, 9/8. It's a full-fledged war. We don't care how it started. My man got cut. He got stabbed. He lost a lung. This is where we at now. Come on, B. You know what I'm saying? That's why if you're going to join something, learn all the history. Know what the history is. And you may not even like what you learn after you join. That's why you don't join for gang-banging purposes. You know what I'm saying? Because now you're only going to follow a misguided story. Has to make sense. Some things has to make sense, man. I know sometimes I get mad and go, Zeke is talking shit. But no, I'm not talking shit. I'm actually dealing with factuals on this one. Why would the feds be fucking with T. Rogers if they're not saying something that T. Rogers was involved with the New York Bloods? You know what I'm saying? He had to come to John Jay College and denounce that. This is public record. He went to John Jay College with the Latin Kings like, yo, bro, I ain't give OG Mac permission to ride that 5. Why is my name in your paperwork? Come on, man. That's what I mean about when you be in the streets. You gotta pay attention to these streets, bro. You have to. That's what I'm saying. Everything wasn't about gangbanging. If you pay attention to the Young Lords was revolutionaries in these streets. They have a block on 111th Street in Lex. You walk past, there's a sign up there. You know what I'm saying? They grew up with us. We all stood together in the revolution, but they stood together. You know what I'm saying? And they've gotten progress. There's a lot of Young Lords that got 100 years in these state facilities and never come home. But they did it for a cause. But now Little Papito, he's a doorman. And Little Juan, he's the head maintenance. He's the head maintenance in the building on 52nd and 3rd Avenue. In a tower building. And what they do, they look out for each other. I got 20 friends that's all doormen. 20 friends that's doormen. 20 friends. Shout out to Olga Mendez. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Olga Mendez. She was opening doors to them dudes that was getting money. Listen, Poppy, you ain't got to blow all your money on cards and all that other shit. Buy a building. You know what I'm saying? Go do this. Do that. Send. You know what I'm saying? We got these programs. You get that. Get your certification. Get that. Come on, man. So, when we speak about the culture of this gang culture shit, let's deal with the facts, man. Let's deal with the factuals, man. Shout, you know what I'm saying? Shout out to the chat, man. We in the building, man. Shout out to East Harlem. You know what I'm saying? Now, The reason why I'm saying why you have to learn all history, because if you don't know your history, right? If you don't understand your history, right? Then you'll be dumb out here, and somebody can misguide you, right? Now I'm gonna let you hear something from a good brother of mine named Sonny Ramundi. You know what I'm saying? And Sonny, this is my guy. You know what I'm saying? Good brother of mine. Actually, my bro. See? My bro, Puerto Rican, right? And the Campos was the black flag, right? They was for revolution, you know what I'm saying? And they mentioned him on what's the Queenzflip show today, that they was doing the revolutionary for Campos in Chicago, all about revolution, right? Now, this is my man, Sonny Ramundi, speaking to a little homie, you know what I'm saying? And loud and clear, you know what I'm saying? My man is a rock. I want you to hear this, man. Because we seem to know everything else than what the fuck we need to know, you know what I'm saying? So whatever culture you are, learn your culture, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times we don't know our culture, we just go with the flow, we go, and then we go with anybody tell us if we deem them to be solid, you know what I'm saying? You have to learn your culture, man. Understand that what he said about the Inca Indians and the Tainos. There's a bunch of Taino. The Tainos was in Puerto Rico too, I believe. Because my man keeps saying that he's half Taino, African, and Puerto Rican. His father's from Puerto Rico, and his mother's from Puerto Rico. You know what I'm saying? So what they're saying is history. But if you don't know the history, you're going to go, nah, them niggas is freestyling. Them niggas is freestyling. You know what I'm saying? I'm saying, and we grew up as one, because we grew up in culture. You know what I'm saying? We grew up in a we grew up around a whole lot of culture. You know what I'm saying? So we began to allow, once the war popped, it was a wrap. Once it's a war, it's a war. You know what I'm saying? Once that shit gets crazy, it gets crazy, man. We as a people, you know what I'm saying? We as a people have to understand that sometimes what people say. I remember Officer Bailey. He was a dickhead. My mom said, I told you, shit that he used to do. He was so into the jail, like he felt like he was the big homie at HCM. Like, this is my house. You violate my police, I'm going to send you to the wolves. But he wasn't the only one doing that. That was a corrections thing. Oh, all right, you want to talk shit? I'm going to send you right to your ops. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna see if you got that same energy with Little Juan and them niggas. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? And a lot of times, man, it becomes dangerous. You know what I'm saying? That's why you gotta learn the culture and your history, and you will realize that so much is not our enemies. You know what I'm saying? We could all be part of the same thing, but there's some point in the history that we all gotta be able to connect on. And I'm telling you, I have to be like, well, you wasn't in jail for 20 years, so how the fuck would you know this? This is common sense, bro. If I went to jail in 9-2, right? Boom, Rikers Island. Okay. I was in Albany, New York. Like first I went to the 8 months in Albany County Jail in 91. No, 91. Right? It was an Albany versus New York thing. Blacks versus blacks. It wasn't there was a very few amount of Puerto Ricans that was in the county jail, but it wasn't a black Latino war. It was black against black. It was, you're from New York City, we're from Albany, we don't like you. It wasn't like that all over the jail, but in certain spots of the jail, if you was from New York, you had to shake out with these Albany niggas. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? That sounds black and black to me, right? 1991. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? So let's talk about the reality. You know what I'm saying? When I got locked up in 9-2, the first thing on my mind was the first person to give me a headache was an African American. He telling me about some phone shit. It wasn't a Puerto Rican. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't a Dominican. It wasn't a Panamanian. It wasn't even a Jamaican. It was an African American. Some weirdo, yo, what did I'm tell you now? Niggas one slot time, we could go to the bathroom. Now you understand what I'm saying? So when you're gonna speak about something, speak about it. See what Killer Kev said? When we started doing what we were doing, we did it out of fear. It wasn't about, and it makes sense. Because when you go to jail and you're quiet, you never been in Sparta before, you don't know what the fuck the temperature in jail is like. You don't know. So when you go in a dorm, it's like, oh shit, this shit is real. Oh, wait a minute. The first person to approach you is, like I told you, when you go to jail to this day, if I walk in the dorm right now, and I walk around, before they ask me, yo, bro, what you in here for? You ain't in for no rape shit, right? You good money then, all right? You ain't telling, right? Boom, boom, boom. You know the basic jail courts. It's respectable. Yo, you need any rice, pillow? You need to talk to your people. The first things these niggas ask you is, yo, what gang you claim? What sets you claim? Huh? Spanish could come through. And the red carpet's pulled out, and then they figure everything out later on. And then you're a foul nigga, they just stop fucking with you. You're a super foul nigga, they might take a lung. Throw some hot water on you, cool your ass off. You know what I'm saying? That's how this shit go, man. You see what I'm saying? So this is why they will always have numbers. You know why? Because that's what they do. They embrace. When you embrace somebody doing a struggle, that's a street tactic. That is a street tactic. That's a tactic that's being taught to you. How do you keep a war off the block? Okay, this nigga just came up from doing 15 years. He think he gonna get the block back. So what he gonna do? He walk around with an attitude. He done lifts a couple of good weights. So now he on this tough guy shit and he blood. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let him fuck up some money. I'm gonna give him something so he can deliberately fuck this up and then he won't ask for nothing no more. And it works every time. Oh, I got you, my nigga. What you want? I got 250 grams for you, my nigga. Here, take that. Yo, I love you, man. Go over there, go get some money, my nigga. These niggas be so much on their big homie shit that they forget about the bag. They fuck up their own grams. I can't get mad at son. He ain't tell me I can't eat. That's how you get rid of silly niggas. You know what I'm saying? That's how niggas was doing niggas in my neighborhood. Oh, was you home? Bet. Yo, I got 300 grams for you, my nigga. This is how these Puerto Rican niggas remain in power. Because how can you say that you the big homie or something, but you got to go to somebody that you deem is soft to get your work to feed your niggas? It's crazy, right? It's crazy when you live on the block and a guy pays a group of other guys to go, we'll keep these little niggas in line. So this is where we have to get it together at. We have a mental segregation where everybody got to be tough and this and that. That's why I said this gang shit ain't for everybody. This shit is not for everybody, part of people. It's really not. And I'm not throwing a shot at the homies. I'm just dealing with, if we're gonna tell a story, let's be correct. But some of y'all niggas didn't start going to jail until 2005. Shit, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Some niggas my age. Yo, why didn't y'all go to jail till 2000? So you missed a whole decade, my nigga. You know what I'm saying? You missed a whole decade, man. You know what I'm saying? There's a lot of things that they said that was facts. That was facts. I grew up with Puerto Ricans. That's what the Puerto Ricans said. I just came home, boom, boom, boom. Yo, the Muslims losing their mind up north. That was like a gang. That's how they looked at it as a gang. The Muslims and the guards. You know what I'm saying? They was going at it. That was some real shit. Like niggas was going home getting bodied. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? And what I'm gonna say is, man, we as a people, we as a culture, we have to we should know this, man. Whenever you join something, know everything. And just don't learn the negative part. You know what I'm saying? It started in jail, in the adults. Something went wrong, and it happens. It happened many times where somebody just gets up on the jug and be like, "Fuck you, nigga, you dead. I'm tough." How you get it the best way you can, and shit popped off. You know what I'm saying? Shit get crazy. You know what I'm saying? Shit gets crazy. So you know what I'm saying? Now you got different groups now. You got, like you said, you got the Nietas, you got the Latin Kings, then you got the Bloods, then you got the Smokes or the Rastafarians. You got then you got you still got the renegade guards, then you got the guards, the renegade Muslims, then you just got the renegade niggas that's coming through. I'm a killer, I'm here for a body, I'm on solid gold. You know what I'm saying? We can't forget them niggas, the killers, you know what I'm saying? The niggas, I'm not none of that shit, my nigga. I'm just a nigga that's gonna cut you. You know what I'm saying? And that was the temperature. That was the body temperature. I'm trying to get you to this video. You know what I'm saying? That that the bro was talking on. It made sense, man. Because a lot of times we don't understand our history. You know what I'm saying? And one thing I can say that the Puerto Ricans was doing was that when you got around them, I said peep game 9-2. They be reading books about Puerto Rico. The ones that was born in New York that I believe they didn't know about Puerto Rico, they had them reading them books about Puerto Rico. So it was building that Puerto Rican pride. That was a great maneuver. They had them reading about the island and we all the same, and it doesn't matter if you from San Juan or the mountains. My uncle's your uncle, my bro's your bro, and they was implementing that through readings of books. So it kept them even closer. Because in jail, people look for comfort, man. You know what I'm saying? Who doesn't want to be stable in jail? You know what I'm saying? Now, when we speak about it, right? Like I said, I'm saying this from, I grew up with Puerto Ricans. I knew a bunch of guys that was going to jail in the 90s. When my man Randy, may he rest in peace, he told me, if you go to jail, Zeke, be on point. Them Brooklyn niggas gonna take your sneakers. So you better start practicing how to fight now. You're on play out here. Them Brooklyn and Bronx niggas is gonna scrape you and spark you. Y'all niggas gotta learn how to fight. They didn't say, now you get there, them Puerto Rican niggas is losing their mind. That was the last thing, I ain't gonna lie to you. When I got locked up at 92, the last thing in my mind was to go to war with a bunch of Puerto Ricans. You know what I'm saying? I was more on deck for the Brooklyn niggas and the Bronx niggas and the Queens niggas. You know what I'm saying? Staten Island was something new to me. When I met a nigga from Staten Island, it was crazy. There was one nigga that was a guy body from Staten Island. He was the lone nigga from Staten Island, but his VIP pass was, he was God body, and the dudes that he was fucking with was niggas from East New York. You know what I'm saying? Like, you really bumped into a nigga from SI, you know what I'm saying? They was in the building, but most Staten Island niggas, the ones that really claim Staten, that wasn't claiming Staten Island, they would always claim Brooklyn. Nah, I'm from East New York, bro. I'm from the Ville, bro. I'm you know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? They always say East New York or Brownsville. I ain't gonna front. Those niggas got around in the cracker, but you don't give them niggas enough respect. You know what I'm saying? Because when you speak about different towns that got tore down, man, them Brownsville niggas came through and took all the money. You know what I'm saying? I remember when the crime family was losing their mind in the street. And the Bammers, them niggas was losing their minds. Them ABG niggas was losing their minds in them projects on Rockaway and all that. I remember that era. You see what I'm saying? I remember that. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to the crime family, you know what I'm saying? Who'd have thought they'd have had crime family in the Bronx? You know what I'm saying? So that's why I tell you, party people, learn history. I don't pretend to know it all, but I'm not. It's not even being fair and biased. I'm just saying from what I've seen. In 9-2 and 9-3, I was getting hit by a bunch of Puerto Ricans. So I there's no way that there's a black and Spanish war going on in this jail shit, and it's not hitting the streets. You know what I'm saying? Even dudes that was coming home Latin King, they come to the block, they're not king no more. You know what I'm saying? They were still king, but it didn't pertain to us. It was some jail shit. A lot of my men was getting 1 and 3s and all that, coming home. Yo, they're more today. My man, I'm a manito, I'm nieta. I bet. You know what I'm saying? We used to call them little gangs between me and you, Fat Joe problems. This is no lie. We used to be like, all these new Spanish gangs, that's Fat Joe's problem. You know what I'm saying? That's Fat Joe issues. He's gonna solve that problem. You know what I'm saying? Because we didn't understand it. Like, bro, they banging like that. Yeah, Zeke, it's a black and Latino war upstairs. What? For real? Yeah, bro. So when 9-5, when I got locked up, it was in full swing. I mean, I was locked up with Hitman. He was in HCM. I remember him. The YTCs, they was locked up there. My man Albert, you see him in the picture with Chango. That's my man. He had a body. He was sitting up for a body. Troy Moore was in the dorm I was in. Pumpkin from Fort Greene got caught in Jamaica, Queens, but lived in Far Rock. You know what I'm saying? He was with us. One half was Dominican, but one half was black, and one half I was in 2A. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying? Salute to the chat, man. Salute to the chat, man. You know what I'm saying? I was in 2A. I was in 2A. So I remember when Bailey, something happened with Bailey. I think it was Bailey. Troy Moore said some shit to Officer Bailey, and they did some stupid shit, man. Like they ran up on our joint like at 10. It was weird, like a weird time of the day, and they shook us down, and they was putting our beds through the mattresses through some dumbass machine. And something happened. I think he had a word with one of the officers, and Bailey was like, "Pack that nigga up. You just think to my officer like that. This is my house." Boom, 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 boom. And they used to send Troy Moore to the thing, and I remember that because me and Troy Moore had the same visit. So one of his goons, one of his, you know, yo son, you going to the visit, right here, take that, pass that to me when you get to the visiting floor, pass him the split splash. They wasn't say split splash back then, but you know, you get what I'm talking about. So now when I go to the dorm, I hit him, boom. I see him in the visit, yo, such and such told me to give you this, boom. Months later, as weird as this shit sound, when I get up north, Niggas like, yo, your man Troy, you remember Troy from ACM? They moved him to one of them buildings, and niggas tried to take his chain, and they scratched him. And that was weird that Killer Kev said said the meaning of the story. That niggas tried to snap his chain, and they scratched Troy more. You know what I'm saying? Because when I got there, Tata had beat trial already for that situation, that case he was sitting up. A name that I heard them speaking about was Mark Cross. That niggas was like, yo, nah, we fuck with Mark Cross. Ask Mark Cross who I am. Ask Mark Cross who I am. You had a lot of hitters. You had a lot of hitters that was in 2A with me. I mean, you had the Polanco, the Wild Cowboys. We had Mercedes. I heard he did something dirty, but I don't know, but he was with us. I used to play chess with Mercedes. You know what I'm saying? We was in 2A together. So I remember that. I fully remember that. I remember that whole movement. You know what I'm saying? And it's crazy because who else was locked up with us was what's this guy name, man? Those guys that did the Valentine's Day thing. They was on Rikers Island. I don't know who was Latin King or who wasn't, but they were saying that some of them was kings, or one or two of them became kings. And then I heard that one of them became Blood. He's one of the big homies. You know what I'm saying? So, you see what I'm saying? So it was never, when it was time to make peace, it made sense. Yo, at the end of the day, we ride the 5. I don't care what these niggas is talking about. If we had to make peace to stop killing each other in this penitentiary, then we need to do this, because in the mix of this war, these jails started taking things away from the inmates and privileges. And they started upgrading their rule books. The rule books started to get upgraded. You know what I'm saying? So while the rule books is getting upgraded, it's just taken away from your people. Certain packages you can't get, certain things. And then what they did was they started to build these S blocks. They built these S blocks based off of these gang wars. Like 5 Points was really supposed to be a Supermax. That was supposed to be the ADX of the state. You know what I'm saying? Because 5 Points is basically S block, just a bigger jail. You know what I'm saying? So they based that off of the Bloods and Latin Kings at war, and everything was a gang ticket. That was their whole philosophy about getting federal funds to build these S blocks, was these Bloods and Latin Kings. You see what I'm saying? And it's crazy because as soon as they made peace, the S blocks started getting shot. When they made peace, the S blocks started being filled up, so they would send niggas to the box with bullshit. You know what I'm saying? 90 days I have you sitting around looking stupid. So they started making mad paperwork, that things that wasn't gang material, they started making it gang material, and you can't have certain literature, and you can't have this, and you can't have that in your cell, and your razor missing, that's 90, or whatever the case may be. Depends on what jail you was in. They started implementing this over the gang culture. They actually built another industry off of the gang culture. Because back then, I remember when I was on Rikers Island 9-2, if you gave somebody $150, you did 180 days in the bang. There was no such thing as a new charge. You blew a nigga face off, you can have kill a motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? 180 days in the bang. As long as the motherfucker don't die, you was good money. You know what I'm saying? I won't say if you punch your lung, of course, that might really be an attempt murder charge. I remember, what was it, 9-2 and 9-5? A nigga shot himself with a zip gun on Rikers Island. He got some bread for that. That's what niggas was doing. They was doing shit like that. Yo, bring me a zip gun. I'm going to pop myself in the leg and I'm going to sue y'all because I'm going to say, how the fuck did I get shot? And they trying to figure out, how did this man get shot in jail? Niggas was getting shot with these zip gun shits. Niggas had these weird guns. I remember the son got popped. That was crazy. Like, because it was a rule, if you get cut, you had to chuck that up to the game. If you knew who shot you, you had to discharge that to the deuce. I mean, you had niggas that was cutting niggas real bad, and like you said, billing niggas out. Yo, bill my man, I got seven gemstones for you. You know what I'm saying? 5 stars. You know what I'm saying? Oh, okay. And I got an ice pick. Get that nigga out the box. All right, bet. But you know what I'm saying? I remember being on Rikers Island. There was a kid from Queens. I think it's from Queensbridge or some shit or something. They called him Alpo, the Alpo from Queens. I remember he won trial, and as soon as he came back to the floor building, he blew to death. No, he blew the captain. You know what I'm saying? He won trial, but he had another case going. But I guess they did some funny shit on his. That's what I'm saying. It was in general, Rikers Island was just bananas. That cutting shit was Ricky Richardo, B. You know what I'm saying? Word, B. It was serious, man. So now, like I said, it's going back into what I said, what the king was saying. Because I don't want to sit here and say he was spewing bullshit, because he really wasn't. He really wasn't. I grew up in San Juan. But he said San Juan is, he right. C95 is San Juan. If I tell my niggas up to C95, they gonna say, Zeke, what you fuck with oxys, my nigga? You fucking with dope? What are you doing? What you doing in C95? You know what I'm saying? Because you have to tell them you have a drug habit to get to C95. You have to physically tell you, like, yo, I fuck with the bag. They don't send you there like they send you to C73. I don't know what they're doing now, but back then, you physically have to tell them, niggas, like, yo, I got a heroin habit. You know what I'm saying? Because that was the meth clinic. You know what I'm saying? That was the meth clinic. So, you know what I'm saying? Definitely shout out to the chat. Shout out to the chat. That was the meth clinic. And I'm not trying to be the street psychologist, you know what I'm saying? or the street philosopher. I'm just telling you the temperature of what the temperature was. Shout out to them Latin Kings that was up there. Actually, shout out to the homies that was up there. You know, shout out to Corey King, shout out to Mel Cross, shout out to Killer, you know what I'm saying? Killer Kev, shout out to Wildcat, shout out to Stack Stone. What people got to do is, this is what life is, part of people. If you say something and you're not mindful of your words, and somebody's rebuttal might seem more clear than yours, don't start attacking them. Don't bash them. Don't go, well, he's fucking lying because the day you asked for that shit, it had some other shit going on. You know what I'm saying? Some shit you just gotta, you live and learn. Sometimes maybe you wasn't around for that. Maybe you wasn't in a situation where you dealt with them Spanish niggas doing what they was doing. I remember the transitions, it was transitioning from boroughs. I remember going to Rikers Island and they was talking about some borough shit still in certain places. Yo, Brooklyn, Queens. I remember guys that had the phone names like Sean Meek and them names. Them niggas had the phone. And they had their little crews. And the only way you touched that phone past 8 o'clock was you had to fight for you. Right? You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like you had to pull Jose to the bathroom. Yo, Jose, meet me in the bathroom, my nigga. We're going to go gun for this phone. You know what I'm saying? That wasn't the case, man. It might have been in houses. So let's deal with the factuals, man. Everybody was being oppressed. Let's just say everybody's being oppressed and these organizations grew. You know what I'm saying? Because it has to make sense, bro. It has to make sense, right? It has to make sense. We're talking about 1997. There's still not a blood war in my neighborhood between Bloods and Latin Kings. You know what I'm saying? That's not going on in my community. You know what I'm saying? And we had big homies that nobody never speak about, like rest in peace, Mikey Powwow. That was a big 9 Trey. Salute to Chi-Chi in the wheelchair. You know what I'm saying? Like, he was a big 9 Trey. Most of them niggas on the east side from Wagner down was brought home by Chi-Chi. Most of them niggas, man. If you was 9 Trey and Wagner, most likely Chi-Chi brought you home on the east side. Mikey Powell had the shrimp on the west side. Pistol Pete from Carver had shrimp on that side, on Madison. Talk and Killer Blood had that 1-8 Trey shit rocking on my block. You know what I'm saying? But you know what I'm saying? That's Lex. You know what I'm saying? Old Dog and them niggas had East River on lock. You know what I'm saying? And Charlie, what's the nigga? Charlie C. Pops. You know, they had that shit on lock. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Queenzflip in the building, man. Queenzflip is in the building, man. And I like to say that Queenzflip is doing a great job. Because people that don't know this history, so now they're going, wait a minute, but this history I learned, so it's not all about banging. No, it's not about banging. It's just that at that point in time in jail, that was the environment. The streets was the environment. Think about this, right? If y'all read books and watch Shots and the rest of this shit, and they go to shower posse was losing their mind in the street, imagine these niggas in jail. Same thing with the Dominicans. If you're thinking the Dominicans is losing their mind, imagine them in jail. Imagine a guy comes from DR with a fresh jerry curl, juice dangling. Only thing he know is the colors purple and yellow and green. This is his outfit. Shout out to my Dominicans though. You know what I'm saying? Only thing he know is Bente Cinco. How much you grandpappy? He got the phone with the calculator on the watch. And he's running to the 3rd floor somewhere, getting you some watered down cooker. Unless you buying some grams. He gets caught in the TNT suite. Only thing he know to do is cut, stab. I'm going gun for gun. Because in this country, this is what they going through in their country. Now we got little Juan in them niggas. You know what I'm saying? We got Juan, we got little Papito, we got Papo, we got. Let me tell you something, man. True story. At Washington Projects, there was a guy named ATM, Ant Murder. You know what I'm saying? He happened to be somebody's nephew, Papa Guy's nephew from Wash. He's a famous guy who was getting money in Washington Projects on the east side of Harlem. He brings this nigga ATM from Brooklyn, tell him he could get money in the projects. This is my projects, you can eat. ATM brings these Fort Greene niggas to my hood. He bought half his fucking projects so my niggas can hustle in the projects. Mind you, Tone Lopez, rest in peace, had their hellhole around the corner. He never told Tone Lopez, yo, you can't eat over here. You know what I'm saying? Tone Lopez had the hill and he had the projects. It wasn't like, yo, them Puerto Rican niggas got to go too. This is a Brooklyn nigga that was bringing Brooklyn niggas from Fort Greene in the projects to eat. Let me tell you how real this shit was. He even bought some killer crackhead niggas. Them niggas went and smoked some little nigga that kept playing with them niggas on the walk by. They ain't kill nigga for the spot. They just got tired of the little young boy playing with them. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That wasn't the temperature. We're talking about 88. We're talking about 90, 91, 92, 93. This is real shit. This nigga had a bunch of Brooklyn niggas in Washington Projects. But you know, of course, now that shit happened. Everything happens in threes. He got killed and he got killed. You know what I'm saying? But rest in peace. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Everything happens. Sometimes some things happen in threes. You know what I'm saying? Tone Lopez is a good guy, man. You go to East Harlem at 100th Street, you see his mural on the wall, man. Shout out to my hood, Spanish Harlem, man. We wasn't going through that, B. I remember the first joke I ever seen was Tone Lopez fighting Jimmy Coco. These niggas is fighting over $1 million spot. Fighting, not gun for gun, nobody died. They both fought. Tone went around the corner. Jimmy stood on the Ave, then some shit happened and Jimmy went to jail. Jimmy went to jail for something crazy, and then Tone Lopez opened up but Tone Lopez respected the peace treaty. It had the respect for the fight. Even when Jimmy left, Tone opened the spot, still around the corner, and was doing it. You see what I'm saying? And niggas respected it because he didn't go, okay, Jimmy locked up, let's go back to the Avenue. He actually opened the hill hole. And if y'all know, rest in peace, Tone Lopez. That was a good dude, man. We talking about, that's what I'm saying, it was never like that. Like JJ Slade was fucking with, JJ Slade was a jail nigga. He was fucking with Tone Lopez. He was God body. Poodle was God body. The guards just fucking with Tone. He Puerto Rican. Sean was Puerto Rican. Porto was Puerto Rican. That was the Puerto Rican crew. Tito was Puerto Rican. Green Eyes was Puerto Rican. The only black person in their crew was this fat, stupid nigga named Kenny Black. Not even a stupid nigga, man. I'm not going to shoot him down, but Kenny Black was the only African American in their crew. You know what I'm saying? Free Kenny Black. The reason I call him a stupid nigga because he should know better, man. 20 years later, this nigga is almost going on 50. He got 20 years out of Binghamton for selling crystal meth. Like, come on, bro. You know what I'm saying? You have more than life, bro. But he goes to Binghamton and he gets caught up. You know what I'm saying? Word. This is facts, B. That wasn't going on in my hood. Nigga, and Tone Lopez wasn't a jail nigga. So now we got the jail niggas coming home. They wasn't running up on him. K. Slade is God body. He wasn't running up on them Puerto Ricans on first side. Some niggas, yo, homie, y'all niggas is oppressing us. Let's go gun for gun. Y'all niggas can't eat. There was mad Puerto Rican niggas getting money on first side, B. That's what I'm trying to tell you, man. It wasn't like that. That was some jail shit that just, you know, after the first cutting and 2 cuttings and 2-3 riots, now it's on. It's on go. So now it's really a war. It's no time to educate nobody. We on deck with these Puerto Rican niggas and bing, bing, bing. You know what I'm saying? So a lot of dudes just got caught up during wartime. You know what I'm saying? So when you ask them the history, they only go by what they say. Even like Stack Stone, when he said, yo, how the blood, what's the first blood? He said L gang. That's crazy. But he just got it mixed up. He made an honest mistake in his words because what Mac was trying to do before he left was he wanted to make all of like the G-ups some shit called L gang. Y'all gonna represent a hood called L gang, and but that wound up not happening. But they wind up when they made the new paperwork, they created the L gang. Shout out to 380. I heard he passed away. I don't know how true that is. You know what I'm saying? But 380. You know what I'm saying? It was a lot of transition going on. It was a lot of transitioning. This is why the more history you know, the less you got to run around and become a crash dummy. That's what they always told me. Yo, the more history you know, the less you got to be a crash dummy. Because a lot of the crash dummies don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like the average person would have never thought, why would they say the Jamaicans for? Because they was going to jail. These niggas was like the Puerto Rican Dominicans. They was bigger niggas from Jamaica straight to the fucking block. The Jamaicans was going to jail for all type of bodies and all type of crazy shit. You know what I'm saying? Flatbush was crazy. Rugby was crazy in Brooklyn. These were the conversations. I'm not going to Flatbush. Some niggas losing their mind over there. This is before all the Crip and blood shit. You know what I'm saying? The other side of Riverdale, by Riverdale and all that shit, there was mad Jamaicans on that side. All them side blocks, Strauss and all that shit going down by Sutter Ave, it was mad Jamaicans over there, B. Them niggas was on a different type of time, B. Shout out to the chat, man. We have to start dealing with reality, you know what I'm saying? And I'm gonna just tell you, man, what the Latin Kings turned into after King Tone, even though King Tone got jammed up, a lot of kings did a lot of good things. A lot of them became cops. A lot of them became official COs. A lot of them joined the armed services. So even though you got different factions of this shit that's still losing their mind because of the gang culture, there's a large part that's doing good. Like there's a lot of bloods that's doing good that we never speak about. You know what I'm saying? We never speak about. You know what I'm saying? And that's, you know what I'm saying? Like that's where the game got twisted at. You know what I'm saying? On some G shit. That's where the game got twisted at. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Because we dealing with real life time, man. I'm telling you some shit that's real, that's real talk. El Monday was God body. That was a jail nigga. Carver, rest in peace. Those niggas was putting pressure on niggas. They was telling niggas they couldn't even hustle on certain blocks. Booking niggas, throwing niggas in the back of the car. I got an Alpo, and if Queenzflip be doing an Alpo store, you could have asked him this. Yo, your man El Monday Poodle. That story that somebody was talking about the rooftop when some Brooklyn niggas came and niggas was fighting gangster law and all that shit. One night, my man Poodle hopped in the car. He was in the cab, and the Brooklyn niggas, some shit popped up upon him with some Brooklyn niggas at the rooftop. And Poodle got busy, and whatever case may happen, and they wound up popping on, I think the cab driver, they popped on somebody, and Poodle wound up going up north for that. You know what I'm saying? Like, Poodle ain't tell. He went up north for that shit. Some shit that happened at the rooftop upon him. You know what I'm saying? Oh, yeah, Poodle from Wars. That's JJ brother. JJ Slay. You know what I'm saying? You feel me? It's all about learning your history. Like, nobody really know that K Slay got that name Slay from JJ Slay, but they all grew up together. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? JJ Slay from Around the Way. Then, by 9-5, he was K Slay from Around the Way. I remember when DJ K Slay was DJing with Dollar Bill in club arenas on 2nd Avenue. That was the hot spot. A famous shootout happened there. A famous shootout over some over some block shit. You know what I'm saying? And still in all, there wasn't a deep presence of Bloods in East Harlem. You had them, but it wasn't like yeah, I ain't gonna front though. Chill Diamonds is another one, but I guess they said some funny shit with him. I ain't see his paperwork, but Chill Diamonds from Tab, he had the Billies losing their mind. Fox had the homies. See, these are the niggas that we don't speak about because we're talking about this jail shit. So in the streets, that really wasn't the temptation. Like niggas was to wake up in the morning talking about, yo, I think there's Latin Kings on 106th Street. Let's grip up. You know what I'm saying? We wasn't doing that, man. The only beefs niggas had was beefs that dudes been had. You know what I'm saying? It wasn't like now it might be different. But I'm talking about from like we was going to the tunnel together. You know what I'm saying? We talking about Wagner, AK, Taino Towers, Porter Rock, who, you know what I'm saying, the rapper Porter Rock, he was fucking with Zion though. They had the Stingray. 119th Street with Ted Smooth block. We wasn't going through that shit. You had homies over there, but they was on their own type of time. And to let you know, there was Crips in New York already. There was Crips in there was Rolling 30 shit in Harlem, been there. Niggas was talking that cuss on the west side back then in 88, 89. Because Vaughn Zip and them niggas and Big Dave, may they both rest in peace. They was fuck with them Crip niggas in Cali. And you know that shit go, they brought somebody through and boom, boom, boom. And he, you know what I'm saying? Come on, man. You know what I'm saying? That's why we want to speak this history. You gotta know what the fuck you talking about, man. You know what I'm saying? We don't talk about the dudes that was get into the bag. The money niggas. We don't talk about them. We don't touch on them. That's what I'm trying to tell you. That was some jail shit. Then after 9-5, after all the cutting and stabbing, you got a full-fledged war between Kings, Nietas, and Bloods. You know what I'm saying? You have a full war between Kings, Nietas, and Bloods by 9-5. That's exactly what you have. A full-fledged war from 9-5 to 9-9. You know what I'm saying? And I'm very happy that the Kings actually made, I'm very happy that they went to the tables and they made peace. We looked at it as a win, you know what I'm saying? But they made peace. There had to be peace somewhere. And they moved on to bigger and better things, and the homies moved on to bigger and better things. But then what happened after the peace treaty is, now you got blood on blood shit because politics. So that's a whole other story, man. And it just sounds, because we're supposed to progress after a while. After a while, there's supposed to be some type of progression. You know what I'm saying? Evolve into something great. Everybody's not going to be on the same page, but we have to come to a point where that's where you ask questions, bro. How did what was going on before, what was going on before 1989 in the jail system? Yo, I was at Spar for some Brooklyn niggas, took my sneakers, they had me doing the Humpty dance. Oh, what? Oh, okay. What's up with the Spanish niggas? Now the Spanish niggas, they stick together, man. You know what I'm saying? They might jump you, hit you in the back 2 times, but they were staying to themselves. You know what I'm saying? Gotta keep in mind, a lot of Puerto Ricans at that point in time didn't know English. So it wasn't that a lot of them was racist. They just feel more comfortable talking to their people. You know what I'm saying? And I believe that should be with every race. That people should feel comfortable with speaking with their people. The only race war, listen, I lived on 99th and Lexington Avenue. This is not a lie. 2 blocks was white America, right? White America. The only racist shit that I ever seen in my life was the Puerto Ricans versus the Dominicans. And it wasn't a physical one, it was a mental warfare where the Puerto Ricans would always gig on the Dominicans on the block. It was just weird. You know what I'm saying? It was crazy. Like, look, Zeke, he got a lime green shirt on with purple pants. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on, man. That nigga crazy. He's going to plot the nose and all type of dumb shit. That was some racist shit to call somebody a plot the nose. You know what I'm saying? So I would have thought that it had been Puerto Ricans versus the Dominicans, Latin Kings versus the DDP, or you know what I'm saying, or the TDK niggas, or the Montatang niggas, or the Paul Busters. You know what I'm saying? Because they went through so much of that. They was going through it with them Puerto Ricans. You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't surprise me for a Dominican to see a bunch of Latin Kings attack, because he look at it like, fuck it. Because in New York, we all swore that the Latin Kings was just a Puerto Rican movement, because that's how it was being articulated. Then it makes sense to what he was saying, because I would go, why is he Panamanian? Then there was a white Irish kid. Like, how the fuck is he Latin King? They say, oh, because he's Latin. Because Irish speak Latin. You don't talk the Latin you speak, but hey. So then it began to make sense to me that Latin Kings wasn't just a Puerto Rican thing. But you listen to somebody who's telling you the story, it's not a Latin King telling you the story. It's always somebody else that's not a part of it. Like, nah, the Latin Kings is some Puerto Rican shit. You know what I'm saying? I remember seeing an Irish Latin King in 5 Points Max. He was doing too much, but he was king. Word. We the people, man. You know what I'm saying? Rudolph, and then yo Rudolph, what question was that, brother? I really ain't see it. Yo, loaded up, Thule was popping. You know what I'm saying? Definitely salute the Queenzflip, man. Salute the Queenzflip, man. You know what I'm saying? Definitely salute the Queenzflip, man. What's your question, Rudolph? Because I really ain't catching. Yeah, white boy. Irish. They called him King Shamrock. I asked my man, because he was the 2 Crown. I said, yo, he king? He said, yeah. How? He said, because he's Latin. Irish Irish and Italians are Latin. Then I remember there was another kid that pulled up, and he was king, and he was Italian. And I'm like, huh? You know what I'm saying? Latin. He's Latin. But the funny part was, this King Shamrock didn't know a lick of Spanish. So I think the traditional Latin kings didn't like him. You know, Little Pito and them, and, you know, Little Lefty and Peg Leg Hector, they wasn't really jacking him in the corner. You know what I'm saying? But, you know, the more clean cut ones was like, yeah, he all right. As long as he get in the bag and he's feeding us with cigarettes and commissary, he's all right. You know what I'm saying? He could be as king as he want to be. You know what I'm saying? And I remember when the Italian king pulled up, he was doing too much. You know what I'm saying? So it's weird, man. So now it makes sense now for what he was saying about how their structure. You know what I'm saying? Listen, bro. That's what they said. He said that he's Irish, and Irish speak a form of Latin. I don't know. I'm not Irish. You know what I'm saying? I've never been to Ireland. I've never been to Sweden. But one thing I'm gonna say though, if you go to the Catholic Church, and they definitely a Roman Catholic Church, and they read some literature, they do have a form of Latin that's not Spanish that they call Latin, that they actually they read. So that might be the Latin that he speak. You know what I'm saying? That's that form of Latin. But they said that there's a form of Latin in Irish. I don't know what part of Ireland this guy was from, but he was talking. They said he was Latin. You know what I'm saying? I mean, he had that language down packed. You know what I'm saying? That's a bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Exactly. Now that shit go. Exactly. When you get in the, let me tell you something. The bag don't have a conscience. Y'all niggas be thinking the bag has a conscience. If you can bring 5 bags of that good D in the penitentiary, they'll find a way to make you Spanish. Listen, man, I know you Moneno Zeke. I get it, Moneno Zeke. I get it. Listen, we're gonna change your name to Papito. Your new name is Papito. Don't let niggas call you Zeke. Fight them niggas. Papito. You get in the bag. You don't know no Spanish at all. You're going to say your mother's Puerto Rican and your father, we don't know where the fuck he at. You know what I'm saying? That's going to be your pass. Your last name has to be Hernandez. You know what I'm saying? Bet. That's what I'm saying. The bag is why this gang shit, all this gang shit is fucked up. Because the bag I have niggas tap dancing over some bullshit. You know what I'm saying? Wow, I'm telling you, man, I just seen some weird shit. So what he was saying was the facts. Exactly. Irish is nowhere Spanish, but they said that they speak a form of Latin. You know what I'm saying? Definitely shout out to Queenzflip in the building. Shout out to y'all party people, man. I hope y'all enjoyed my show. You know what I'm saying? But you know I have a life too, man. Rudolph Henriquez. What question you asked me? Do non-trade niggas from New York fuck with non-trade behaving homies from Jersey? I don't know, homie, but I know that C Diamonds was out there at one point in time. It depends on if they following in these lineups. See, you could be non-trade any place you want to be. It just depends on what lineup you follow. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Like, I could claim non-trade from under the right name. You know what I'm saying? The right lineup, because you know in New York it's about lineups. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? If you following the right line, then yeah, they should be respected by New York. I would think that non-trade niggas in Jersey would have a headache from Jersey niggas because, you know, there's more West Coast connected to hoods in Jersey. You know what I'm saying? So, you know what I'm saying? So I would believe that. But, yeah, they should. If any line that's across the Atlantic coast, as long as they're in contact with the right people, they should be okay. But if you're not, then there's a problem there. You know what I'm saying? You just can't make your own non-trade. Or sometimes if the person who brought you home, he's not really didn't get the green light to do it, then y'all have to... So you don't get caught up. Y'all have to do your due diligence to get right. You know what I'm saying? If you want to be non-trade, you know what I'm saying? You have to go to New York City. You have to go wherever you got to go to get in contact with some people. You know what I'm saying? Because sometimes I might know all mad shit, but I ain't got no status. But I'll go someplace else and build an army. You know what I'm saying? And then y'all start getting locked up again. Your head's chopped off. And they be like, damn, what happened? I thought you had status. Nah, you won't believe this. So a lot of times y'all have to really follow your liners. Really find out who you're under. You know what I'm saying? Randy Landy was popping. Yo, Scrap Skrilla, what's poppin'? What's poppin'? Yo, I appreciate everybody that was in the chat tonight for this information. I know it's gonna be a whole bunch of fuck Zeke. I don't care about that. I'm just telling what the facts is, man. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to all my Boricuas. Shout out to the Young Lords, the OGs. Shout out to PT 131, the crew I was involved with. You know what I'm saying? It's a black and Latino crew with some white boys and some Russians. Shout out to them. Shout out to Queens, man. Shout out to my niggas on Southside, Fox and all that. You know what I'm saying? Shout out to Queenzflip. Shout out to J.E. Moneyback. Shout out to Feed the Wolf. Shout out to Team Smoke. We in the building, man. I appreciate everybody that's in the chat today. I'm gonna do another show tomorrow. If y'all come back, I can talk. I have a whole other subject because now I can do my due diligence and get some good information. Shout out to the Crown Prince TV, Crown TV. Check him out. He has some great information on his platform. Check out Queenzflip. Salute to the kings that actually went up there and they wasn't exaggerating and they was they kept it fair so far. You know what I'm saying? And like you said, once the war is on, that's it. You know what I'm saying? Once it's war is war. There's no fuck it. It is what it is. You know what I'm saying? So, with that being said, party people, man. Y'all have a beautiful night. You know what I'm saying? You're not goods in the building, man. You know what I'm saying? Feed the Wolves is in the building. Blackout Network. You know what I'm saying? We are in the building, man. We are in the building. Because I don't want this shit I don't want this shut off. You know what I'm saying? Because my thing is low. You know what I'm saying? My battery's low, but it's gonna why I'm shutting off. You know what I'm saying? So what I'm gonna do is, yeah, bro. So y'all can ask me anything you want to ask me. Let's get there. I'm doing it for the people. Let's get there. Salute to Queenzflip. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? Yeah, definitely. Salute to Queenzflip, man. He's doing a great job, man. You know what I'm saying? Him and his man doing a great job, man. They're doing a great job over there. You know what I'm saying? 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 Subscribe, party people. Subscribe, man. You know what I'm saying? It's we on some shit right now. You know what I'm saying? We on to something good, man. Salute to everybody that's definitely in the chat. Salute to Info Minds was in the building. We had some great guests in here. Everybody in here was great. You know what I'm saying? Everybody in here was great, man. You know what I'm saying? Everybody was here was great, man. And that's what it's about. Each one teach one. You know what I'm saying? They're doing their thing, bro. They're doing their thing. You know what I'm saying? And they're learning more about the gang culture in New York. And now they have a now what I'm saying? And the more they learn, now they able to educate their nephews and kids like why not to be involved with gangs. You know what I'm saying? Like it all boils down to jail. You know what I'm saying? You know what I'm saying? So there's nothing wrong with that, man.